Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to StonesCast 87. I'm your host for this evening, Mark Hyde. And you join us as with the Stones line in 8th in the league table in the second round of the FA Cup and on 28 points as of November the 8th. Joining me this evening, we've got Chris Cohn.
Evening, Mark.
Alex Kilroy and Dave Reader.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening, gents. I just mentioned we've got 28 points as of the 8th of November. Who wants to tell? We were on 28 points last year.
When were we on 28 points?
At what point did we get last season, I should say? When did we get to 28 points? And this is courtesy of Martin Reed, this stat.
February.
Yeah, I'd say February.
February the 15th.
Wow.
So quite impressive start to the season, as I'm sure we'll get on to.
I know this time last year we had 15 points from 17 games.
There you go.
Wow.
And we were in the second round of the FA Cup, to be fair. Yep, we'll come to that anyway. So thanks for joining, gents. We'll keep this 1 to 15 minutes to keep our hosting times down. Any other business? Okay, so where do we start? So I guess we should review the last cast, which was the Nick Semaca special. Have you guys listened to it? I'm assuming you have.
I'll listen to
Alex,
it.
Alex is looking like no.
No, I have, because someone's walked in the door. So if you ask somebody else first, please.
Okay, what did we think of that then, Chris?
Yeah, I think as I said before, I think that we've got the right guy. I can understand the pressure on the boards. A, they need to find an investor, and B, they had to find the right one. And I really think they've struck lucky. Is that the right phrase? Probably not, but they got the right man in. He says all the right things. He's it's a gradual growth of the club, bit by bit, which I think is what we want to hear. He's got some good ideas. Yeah, I just hope we can get it over the line as soon as possible, really. So I mean, it sounds like he's already working with the board, with his ideas and that sort of thing. So let's just try and get him in there as soon as possible. But I thought it's I've listened to it twice actually, because I just see if I've missed anything. But yeah, it's very good. Very
well, there was a lot in there to pick out. I guess anything you picked out of that, Alex, in particular, or
to echo what Connie said, it was a fabulous listen.
Oh, here we go.
The right things, and it just filled me with a bit of hope that the future is looking bright. He was mentioned in League 2, new grounds, and I was just like, "What is going on? Like this is insane." So I'm looking forward to the future. I'm probably one of the most pessimistic fans going, but I'm looking forward. I'm actually really excited. Before the interview with him, I thought we'll get trounced at Grimsby, but now I'm looking forward to that as well. So we're on the up.
Well, that's not on. We only get you on here for your pessimism, mate.
I know, it's terrible.
I think the two. I listened to it for a second time again today, just to remind myself again. And the two things that really stood out to me was I've never felt so positive about the ground. He sounds so positive that we're getting it, and also about this list of investors he's got, friends of his who are knocking on his door. When can I invest? When can I invest? And it's stuff that we've all sort of dreamed of. But if you listen to him, the ground at some point we're going to get the ground. It's coming. It's going to come. So he's very impressive.
Has to, Dave.
Yeah, but he was very impressive in what he said. The way there's an awful. It almost gets you wanting to talk to him more privately because you want to find a little bit more about him, don't you? But it's
he's a very approachable guy. So you can just grab him in the bar. He'll talk to you.
Yeah, because I was in the clubhouse for the Oval game, and I managed to have a conversation with him about 5 to 10 minutes or so, just as when Dom scored the first goal. And he was, I mean, what struck me was how knowledgeable he was, not only on football, but at the football at this level. You know, his knowledge is actually, you know, is really strong, and that filled me with confidence. I mean, I think he just calms everyone down. Like there's quite a lot of people like speaking to him, asking loads of questions. He's like, "It's fine. You're in capable hands." Like it's very, he oozes calm, and that really helps. You know.
Yeah, and it helps. You know, the fact that he wasn't saying we're going to just chuck money at everything or at the playing squad. That, you know, it was very reassuring that it was all structured and planned, and you know, he's done it before, and if he hasn't, he says we'll chuck things up in the air, and if they don't work, we'll ditch them. You know, it's yeah.
Well, the big thing is, he says that, you know, he says to all his people, we don't need any new ideas. The ideas are already out there. They've already been worked on. People have already reacted to ideas. We just need to find the best people who've done the best thing with those ideas.
Yeah.
You know, he's talked about going.
It's like any business, Chris. There's hundreds of football clubs out there that have been very successful.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to have, you know, an idea that no one's had before now. So it's picking the best ideas from those that have done them and using those.
But some of the figures are frightening, though, aren't they? £1 million to get the planning application.
I know, it's nuts.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, I assume that involves architect drawings and all of that.
I'd imagine so, but legal stuff. But it's an awful lot of money just to say, right, this is what we're doing before we've done anything, if you like. It's frightening.
It wasn't even you know, as Nick said, you know, we've spoken to people who've built grounds. We've spoken to Boston and we've spoken to Brentford, and we've asked them what pitfalls should we avoid. You know, that's just sensible, isn't that?
I'm got an idea in my head. We're going to get a ground something between Brentford's and Boston's in.
Well, hopefully we get a four-sided ground, like Boston's.
Yeah. I think Boston have got planning permission to finish the end off now, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it's something to do with the sports complex as well at that end. But I believe Boston is the model we're looking at.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be something not too big, a bit like Stamford Bridge, like a small ground.
Or Charlton's old ground, something like that, yeah.
The Valley.
The original Valley,
yeah. That's it. That was something else. That terrace in the Valley.
Yeah.
Alex is probably too young to remember the original Valley.
I don't have a clue.
I think the new ground, and when I first went there, when they opened the new ground, you walked in at the away end, and behind the stand was the terracing still. And I think you could fit the entire valley onto that one terrace, couldn't you? It was just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, huge.
Huge place back in the day, yeah.
There you go. So anything else we want to pull out of that? Good or bad?
No.
Careful, because we know Nick listens to the cast now.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nick. Welcome.
All things nice.
We love you.
Yeah.
There's always one sycophant on the cast.
That'll be me.
Fantastic. Okay. Are we all done with that subject? That didn't last as long as I thought it would. We could be over in 15 minutes. Okay. So what else have we got? Actually, quite fresh news we should discuss, which is the fact that Omar Musa has been called up by Burundi for their game versus Zambia on the 18th of November. And at the same time, Saka-san has been called up by Somalia for their game against Bahrain on the 17th and their second game against Oman on the 26th. And I believe they're both already in the training camp. So we are not going to see those players. Dave's got a program open. Dave, you can tell us what games they're going to miss by the sound of it.
Well, so we've got Hartlepool on the 15th. So they'll miss that one.
That's gone.
We have Forest Green Rovers on the 22nd.
Yeah. Unlikely. Well, certainly Sack won't be back for the 22nd because he's got a game on the 26th as well.
Well, there's a game on the 25th, West Bromwich Albion in the Under-21 Cup.
That's the big one.
Miss that one as well. Yeah, so that's 3 fixtures basically.
Yeah.
But it's also good to have internationals at the club as well, isn't it? So you can't complain
It's
too
great for
much.
them. It is great for them, but it's slightly frustrating when you've got such a sort of squad.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm assuming Dion Woodman will be missing for 3 games after Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be. I'm just
brilliant,
hoping. I'm hoping with him missing that Cookie is fit and stays fit.
Well, we've got the new guy from Fulham. He looks good.
Yeah, yeah. It's having
but
that bit of experience.
The Woodman Cookie thing is kind of, we've been saying it. They're kind of interchangeable now. Woodman looks like he's learnt from Jack Cook. They're almost, they're like a mirror image, aren't they? He's like a young Jack Cook.
Woodman's probably the main man in there now, I would say.
Yeah,
he's probably the first pick of the centre backs, I would imagine, on this season's performances, definitely.
Really, yeah. I'm sure it's been covered on cast before, but the transformation in him in 12 months has been absolutely astounding.
I was going to add to that and say, like, I remember that game. Was it Boston? That game he came back for again? Boston at home. That's his first game from
after the St Albans line.
Yeah.
And I was thinking when watching it, how have we known him out all season? He was class, and he's been very good since. So
before he went out, it was the Aldershot game,
the trophy game,
possibly as bad as you'll ever see a performance, and I'm sure he'll admit it himself.
It's like a different player now.
Yeah. Then you could also say the same with Dom. I think before Dom went out on his loan spells, he wasn't a player to that he is now. I mean, now he's a really strong player, and I personally would like him to start over some other wingers we have been playing. So now that Sack's gone off to international duty, probably be a good opportunity for Dom to cement his.
Yeah, I've always been a Dom fan, as you know, but I think the last 2 games has proved he's worthy of that starting position. Or he's not weakening the team by putting him in.
I think he's got so much confidence now.
Yeah, loves taking a man on, which personally I like to see.
Yeah.
But the thing with Dom as well, and I thought it's not really a critique of the manager's present and past. I don't really feel like we play him in his best position. I feel like he should be nowhere near a defensive line, and he should be, up in the front 3, like on the wing. I feel like him at wing back, you're just negating all that he's good for, which is that kind of burst of pace, taking a man on. And I would say since January, his crossing has improved. A
lot of goals have come from his crosses.
Yeah, like his crosses have, are really strong. So I remember I was speaking to Lee Jones after a game once, and they were speaking to Dom. I mean, they were training Dom 1-to-1 one evening, and they just say to him, pick out the man and find it either front, middle, or back post. And I feel like that's worked because his crossing since those 2 were in post has improved loads. So
and weirdly, sometimes he's the last man back, isn't he? We're up for a goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Leave him back as the only
I
man.
was like, that's not his best position. Playing that wing back, it's not. I don't think.
I think it just takes time, doesn't it? It takes time to grow into National League football. It takes time to get used to that level of football. Dion's probably how old's Dion? Was he only really played apart from National League, St Albans and us? He's probably just played under 21 football, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was at Watford with Dante in that sort of under 21s.
Yeah, you get into men's football, and Dion obviously now realises I'm more than good enough for this level. And like I said, and I think it just takes that time, doesn't it? To that transformation from almost youth football into big area-arsed centre forwards knocking you about, and takes some getting used to. And as I say, Dom's just got to be confident in his own ability, which is beginning to show.
Can you imagine Dom and Giorgio on the other wing being let loose as wingers to run into that corner and whip the crosses in?
And no one in the middle.
I think Dom was a striker when he joined the club, wasn't he? So he's been converted to a winger. But he's doing really well.
Along, we're talking about it up front, along with Obiero, how does he play? He's another player who's really come good this season.
Yes,
he's been sketchy previous seasons, in and out, but he's started to play his part now.
We know he can do it because 2 seasons ago he was outstanding.
It's probably a common denominator and all that, and that is probably the Sam Cox effect, if you can call it that. Like maybe his man management is that good, where he's able to get the best out of the players. Because how many times did we hear that in training, Micah was the best, when it came to actually replicating it in the game, it kind of fell short. But this season, as Dave said, he's been great, and he's probably proved many of his doubters, including myself, wrong. You know, he's been probably.
I love Sam's after match speeches are brilliant. Yeah. Who would not want to play for him when when they're all in the huddle and you hear what he's got to say? He's a manager you want to play for, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an inspiration, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, we saw that when he first became manager, after the debacle of the Boreham Wood game, and then he came in on the Tuesday, and it was like watching a different team. He has had that impact.
And I think, Chris, it's not that. You're talking about that after that Boreham Wood game. It was the senior players. It was Kretsch and Cook as well, who stepped up alongside him. And I think it's no coincidence that they're the senior players now, and they're they're a team. It's good. It's really good.
Cook was dropped for that Boreham Wood game, wasn't he? He didn't play.
Yeah.
I think that more than the result was what really upset the fans that day.
Yeah.
What upset me about that day was when I think we were 3-0 down, we made our 3 subs, and Jack Cook was warming up as if to say, I'm no longer a part of this. And that's when I knew his time, not his time was up, but I knew his days were numbered when your captain is warming up, even though he can't come on the pitch. I mean, that just
it was, there was something wrong on there. It was, there you go. And you can see it. I was going to come on to it later, but have you watched the DAZN documentary, the Wildstone documentary, guys? Because the latest episode's out for those who haven't seen it, and you can sign up to DAZN for free and watch the documentary. It focuses on the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I thought it was quite enlightening.
Yeah, it was very good, yeah.
I've not seen the latest one, so I'll have to have a look.
Brett's the main man in the latest one.
First in, last out.
It's like that at the bar.
It was better than the one before it. I hope the rest of them are the same quality as the one we've just seen. It was quite good to see the behind the scenes stuff, especially with how eloquently Sam Cox spoke about the parameters he has as coach, and in comparison to the other clubs. It does put into perspective what a tough job he has and how well he's been doing. To get, I think, 28 points? 28 points by...
it's amazing.
By November is great,
And I'll hands up, and I'm sure if you're honest, you're the same as me. At the start of the season, I thought, this is it. This is it. Our chips are down. Sam really didn't do anything at Oxford, and there's obviously reasons for that, and he's spoke about it before. But but it just shows that in the right environment with the right backing, he's obviously a brilliant coach, because he's coached, at Tottenham Youth years. He knows the modern game, which I wouldn't ever profess to understand. I still cringe when people say press. It scares the life out of me. But, Alex is young enough to understand it, but Sam gets it, and the technical side of it, and that side of the game, obviously knows inside out.
Yeah,
I mean, what's amazing? He loves the club, and yet he came to us as a player, and then he was sent out on loan, and then got a whole load of abuse from certain fans and people about being on loan. Then we bring him back as manager. Then we get rid of him and bring in someone else, and then he comes in, but he just loves Wildstone.
He kept us up in his first little period, his first mini period, didn't he?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So
my only worry about Sam is can we hold on to him in the next 2 or 3 years? Because if he keeps doing what he's doing, it won't go unnoticed.
I mean, that's the nature of football, though. You know,
exactly that. Yeah.
You know,
it's the nature of Wildstone. We don't hold on to good things.
No,
maybe we can now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, maybe
sorry, Chris, go on.
No, I was going to say, now we've got Nick coming on board and maybe new investors, and we've got a new stadium and stuff. Maybe we can start.
Yeah,
we can keep hold of people. We're more attractive to people.
I think we will.
Who knows?
I also think as well that if, like, you know, I mean, Sam Cox could love the club as much as he likes, but if an opportunity comes along, he has to take it. And what is positive is if he does go over the next 2, 3, 4 years, we have the backing to find a decent replacement. You know. So my fear is not when he goes. It's like, well, if he does go at any point, we'll cap him off and we'll get someone of the same caliber. Now with the new investment, touch wood.
I mean, not just managers, players. You think we've been really blessed considering the gene pool we operate in. We've had some great players and managers.
Yeah, fair.
And it just shows you it's not all about being the richest club in the world. It is, like Sam has built, is team spirit, bonding. It just works.
But I think having Nick, going back to Nick, having Nick come on board, it gives you that safety net as a bit of backing off the pitch. There's like a safety net off the pitch. We're not all worrying about scrimping and saving every penny and what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. You feel a bit more comfortable with someone like Nick and the board. The board have done a brilliant job, and you know, with the pair of them working together. But like you said, Chris, there's something building here. So why wouldn't you want to be part of it?
I'm just going back to Mark's point when he said about how lucky we've been with the gene pool players we have. What I also think is on our side of it, through no fault of our own, is the fact that no player who's in football for the wrong reasons would join us because it wouldn't interest them. So we've had to kind of get the players who are either down on their luck, who are injury prone or are young, and we've built them back up and put them back into the top National League clubs or back into the EFL. You could probably name a starting 11 of all the players we've taken in the last 6 or 7 years back into the EFL leagues. So that's why we've done so well. It's because no footballer who is in it for the money would join us in it for the right reasons.
And do you know what, Alex? Apart from the one player we did spend money on last season was also doing it to get himself back in the limelight. You know, and Alex Reid said that, and that's why he was here, and he had a point to prove, and it suited us just nicely. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like we've had the best times. I think he's been injured, hasn't he? So I think he played again at the weekend, but he's definitely been out for a while.
I'm going to add as well. People were asking Nick whether he's heard of Alex Reid last Tuesday. They were asking him, has he heard of Alex Reid? Yes, I have.
It probably wouldn't be as good the second time round, would it?
Don't go back. Never go back.
Hennessy's have heard of him.
Unless it's Sam Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's all rosy because we're on the happy clappy cast because we've won however many games in a row now.
Yeah.
4 or 5, is it?
Yeah, probably we'll win this 10-pot league.
There must be chairmen out there of full-time clubs who are sitting there scratching their heads going, hang on a second, I'm paying my players to train 5 days a week, stay away in nice hotels before games, and we are mid-table or near the bottom of the table, and there's Wildstone part-time who haven't got 2 pennies to rub together at the moment, and yet they're 8th.
I wouldn't imagine we're that popular with
clubs in the league below us who are spending more money than us.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so we have got the task of reviewing. We'll start with our first game to review was, if you can remember that far back, was Southend at home in the FA Cup on the 1st of November. Who wants to start me on that one? Go on, Alex.
Oh, I was begging you wouldn't choose me. I, believe it or not, was not at the South End game.
Oh, okay, we won't start with you then.
I was on the sunny beaches in North Africa. However, I was following on Twitter, and I have watched the highlights, but I'll leave it up to the two who were there.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, it was weird, sort of strange game, really. I think, looking at it through, they were down to 10 men. Whether they would have played differently with 11, I'm sure they probably would. But we again, I think it was Don Hodgson running down the right wing, putting a lovely cross, and Fella was there to delicately slice it home. And and I don't know. From what I can remember, I don't really feel that Southend ever really threatened us for the whole game. Really, I think we contained them.
It's always nervy at that level, though, to be fair, even with 10 men.
Yeah,
I think they played very well with 10 men, to be fair.
Yeah.
The second half, they played they didn't look like they had 10 men, did they? They did play quite well without, as you say, Chris, without really hurting us.
No.
I never felt threatened.
No, I didn't feel we were going to lose that game at all. But even the league game, I mean, we gifted them 2 goals really. So I thought we played really well. We did what we had to do, and we got through. It was a lovely finish by Fellow as well.
It was. What I would say, and I did say it at the time as well, because you get a feeling about a game. The man was sent off. We had the free kick. We scored, recycling that free kick basically, and that is your moment of opportunity. Because if they'd cleared that ball, had a minute to pressure at our end, all of that impetus is gone. That was the perfect moment to score. That is your window of opportunity, if you like.
Yeah.
Score then. That's what you just got to do it, because we had opportunities after that, but that is really, they're all still over the place. It's just you can feel that pressure building.
Yeah.
That
I guess they hadn't reorganised at the back, I guess.
It was a marvellous. It was a marvellous walk up to the station. It's the first time of all the belt clubs, as we call them. I've always thought Southend have been quite good. They've lost the patience with us now. There was all sorts of effing and jeffing up the road, and we're tin pot this, we're tin pot that. They hate us now. It's almost turned into a bit of a rivalry. And one of their fans actually pointed out to his mates, they've actually beaten us twice this season. You can call them tin pot all you like, but at the end of the day, there was some fruity language going back between the fans as I came out the ground. They really don't like us anymore. So that's good to be on someone else's hate radar.
The great thing is they are really the only Southern belt, aren't they? They're our. All the others are Northern teams, aren't they?
And they feel that end well.
They do travel well. They're very well supported, and they do travel well, and they travel in those sort of numbers every time we play them, don't they? They do travel well.
It didn't help us the other year on the Tuesday night when it was rained off as all the fans were in the ground.
Even then they were quite patient with us, but I think the FA Cup game just tipped them over the edge. So could be lively last game of the season when we stop them going up.
Could well be. So for the second season running, we're in the second round of the FA Cup, and loads of us had spent most of our Wealdstone supporting life praying for a first round, let alone a second round, and then we get 2 second rounds in 2 years running. Not sure we've ever done that before. And then the draw is Grimsby Town, who we beat in the first round last year, which weirdly, and this is how far the club's come, people were looking on as a bad draw. I mean, I didn't subscribe to that myself, but I can understand.
I so want to get in the third round. I just want to be. Why can't it just be just for us? Be us just for once. Not have to watch Boreham Wood at Everton or years back Farnborough at Arsenal. Why can't it be Wealdstone at one of the big clubs? I'm desperate to win the Grimsby game. And
that's where I think the disappointment of the draw came from. I think we were either looking for something glamorous at home or an easier draw just so we can get, as you say, to get to the third round. Because and I've not seen this in the third round. I wasn't supporting the club then, but
I wasn't at QPR either. But it's.
I mean, I was just going to say, for me, it was the chances of getting the same draw. A year later, for me, it just killed me. I was like, I can't even, because I love it. I mean, I love Grimsby. I thought it was a great.
It's a great town.
Last year.
Three times.
I was there a few years ago. I love that there as well. But it was just the idea that going back there and the odds of us winning there twice in 2 years, having, rode our luck last year and probably going to have to do it again. There's a time your luck runs out. I mean, so in the immediate aftermath of that draw, I was quite devastated because, like Coney, I thought I was praying for an easier run or a big club like Cardiff away or at home. And I feel like we got somewhere in between. Additionally, when looking at Grimsby's form, they're on fire. Like, they're doing great. I mean, forget them beating a shit Man United side. They've also they are like what I think they're fifth in League Two or in and amongst the playoffs. So it's not like a team like Newport who are at the bottom of League Two. It's a team who are winning every game in League Two, and I feel like there comes a point where you think the odds are so far against us, but then again, it will make it ever more sweeter if we do go there, win 1-0 in a 90+6 from a deflection, an own goals off someone's arse.
Alex, the pessimistic Alex is back.
There we go. No, but then saying that, having listened to Nick Semaca's podcast, and you could tell he cares a lot about the FA Cup, and he understands how big an opportunity this is. My confidence, my excitement for that game has re-energized. I'm looking forward to it. I just bloody hope we do it, because we might not see round two for a long time.
We can do it. We've got a chance, because no one would have had a stand beating Southend twice already this season.
No, of course not. But
I don't care who they are; they're only one league above us. We can beat them.
But as one of my Cavendish Stones colleagues has pointed out, and I've got no idea what XG really stands for, but their XG is 23.8.
Is that good or bad?
That's the top in League Two.
That means they're the highest scoring, or they should be the highest scoring team in League Two. That's what that
means. They're expected to score 23 goals in every game.
Not quite.
What's their XG in cup football? It might be the lowest. That's you've got to grab on the.
No, I don't care.
We're probably better set up player-wise and team-wise to win there than we were last year.
We are definitely a better team. Apart from Alex, we're a better team, much better team.
Yeah. So
much more confident.
Great day out. We support the momentum's gathering. Like I said, we are up to 2 coaches. I don't know how full set.
You can be sure we've done our homework on them, and we'll have a go.
We're going to take out their numbers. Let's have a good day out and get behind the team, and hopefully they respond to us getting behind them. And who knows?
Come out the station, down to the chip shop.
Well in the league. They might not be on the FA Cup. Their mind's on getting promotion. So it's all set up. Let's see where we go.
When was the last time we took two supporters coaches to an away game?
Newport.
Scunthorpe 2 seasons ago in the league.
Oh yeah, we did. Yes, Scunthorpe. Yeah. We went to Brig though.
We went to Brig. Yeah, marvellous place that was.
I was like,
yeah.
In regards to the Grimsby game, I mean, I was going to make a point that we don't get to the. It's not. Woolstone shouldn't be in round 2. Like we always lose in the 4th qualifying round or whatnot, and it's not a given we're going to be here next year. Speaking about the round 2 next year, so we've got to take our chances. And to see Woolstone in round 3, oh my word! Yeah. That Station Pub, I don't know how much. I don't know how much.
Pub will be epic.
I will spend on that jukebox and on
all I'm saying is Clive has booked our train tickets back, and he's given us time to go to the Station Pub afterwards. He's that confident.
I mean, Yeah, if we win, I'm not making my train back. Like, I'll just get the last train.
I've got to be in Telford.
I'll argue with that.
One thing out there: when is the third? If were we to make the third round, would it be on the 3rd of January?
No, the 10th.
Carlisle.
The 10th. I'm pretty sure.
The 10th. I'm not sure when the third round day is, but
I have checked previously because
you're getting ahead of yourselves. And by the way, we shouldn't even be previewing the Grimsby game on this cast. We've got much bigger fish to fry before then.
Yes. Who spoke about Grimsby anyway?
Yeah. Who mentioned it?
What do you mean? Where's from?
So we got Southend. Who was at Grimsby? Did you actually turn up for that, Alex?
at the what game?
Yeah, sorry, the Yeovil game. Were you there?
I'd worked the next day, so
you were at the club.
I was at the clubhouse and I saw your lovely face there.
You did. Who went? Did anyone go to Yeovil this time?
I've done it on
Tuesday night. I wasn't, by the way. It's the second game I've missed this season. I'm disgusted. I've done Yeovil on a Tuesday night. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
But the club was fantastic, wasn't it? That was Nick's idea, and normally there's about 10 or 12 of us go down the club for a game like that. It was rammed.
Yeah. There was well over 100 people there, I reckon, weren't there? Well over 100.
Brilliant. Poor old Sarah was overrun. Yeah.
No, it's a good idea. It's a good idea doing that.
Was. What did we think of the game?
Professional.
Yeah.
Everybody goes a little bit about. They're not a great Yeovil. Sometimes we need to move away from that. When we get a good win, it's because the opposition played badly. Sometimes it's because we played well, and maybe we stopped Yeovil from playing well. Maybe because they didn't play well because we played well. And I thought it's great performance, professional performance. Two very good and very difficult finishes. Both could have ended up rose ed, but didn't. In the back of the net. I thought we were comfortable, in my opinion.
I thought when watching it, it was a very pragmatic performance. We definitely did our homework, and you're going to hate this, Mark, but we pressed very well.
I'm going to have a buzzer. We did. You're right.
What's he going on about? Press.
No, but if you watch
as I was press your trousers in the morning.
As I was watching it in real time, every time one of their fullbacks or St. Arras got the ball, we were on them. We were on them. And that was from minute 1 to minute 90. I think there was a moment when it was about the 89th minute. We could have put the foot off the gas, but we were still on them. And that is how we were able to beat them. However, do that to every single side, there'll be games we'll get battered. Like, I think we tried to do it to York. Not do it to the same extent. We played a very high line against York, and that failed.
It was naive York, but it was worth a go, in my opinion.
Fine. However, at Yeovil, that plan was executed to a T. And in the first half, I think we were the better of the sides in the first half, and in the second half, we really showed our quality over them. And it was, I think, as someone's already pointed out, a professional performance.
It's exactly the word I used after the game on Twitter. Professional. Yeah. It really was.
Especially in those conditions. The conditions were awful. You listen to some of the fans journey back, driving through some atrocious conditions, apparently.
Yeah. It's it was about as relaxed as you'll ever be watching a Wealdstone game. I don't think once we were in the league, we were never going to lose that game.
I mean, that moves the ball over the top to Hassan. Hassan down the wing.
Yeah.
Lovely cross. And then Dom just, perfect.
Yeah.
I know. And on the second goal, that new guy who's from, where's he from again? Ipswich.
Yeah. He's our under-21s captain.
He came on and he created that second goal. And granted, we'll move on to it, but on Saturday, he probably didn't play as well as he would have liked, or we would have liked him to. But against Yeovil, he looked like we were thinking he was like a Massey's brother. He came on the pitch, hit 2 great passes, set up Max. Did he set up Max? I think he set up somebody else who set up Max. I can't quite remember, but he was integral to that goal.
That shot was going in. If it hadn't hit the defender's head, that shot was going top bins.
There you go. And we did say earlier, we were talking about Hutch, etc. We're saying give them time; they're under 21s players, And Massey was an exception. He came in and he looked the part straight away. We've got to give these guys time. He looked great against Yeovil.
He did.
It's going to take him time to settle into the National League way. You can't play like that every game unless you're Massey and settle straight in. But yeah, looked really good. Both of you guys, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean the defender, Fulham defender, put in a great shot blocking tackle as well. I think towards the end.
Yes. Very Dan Ballard-esque. I'm going to get a Sunderland reference in just to annoy Sud. Even Nick mentioned Sunderland on the last cast. That really annoyed Sud.
I mean, what was interesting, the commentators on the game, who are obviously local.
I think they were local radio, weren't they?
Yeah. But they were just so complimentary about Wealdstone, and they were just having a go constantly for the whole game about Yeovil.
Yeah, they weren't very impressed with their own team, were they? But like I say, I like to think it's because we didn't allow them to play. We were good enough to nullify what they were going to bring to the game.
Yeah,
100%.
Very well.
It's weird, isn't it? When we lose, it's always our fault, and when we win, it's the opposition weren't good. It's just
we need to move away from that. We need to, start saying we're playing some good football. We're not a bad team this season. We're not a bad side. So let's start.
If someone lets us play football, we can play football. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Talking of letting us play football, the next game was Braintree last Saturday, and they didn't let us play football. Alex, do you want to take us into the Braintree game?
Yeah, it wasn't our best performance, but leaving that ground, I feel like not that we turned a corner, but in my mind, in my perception of the team, they had turned a corner because we were crap and we still won. I was thinking last year, if we were crap, we would have lost.
Hang on. I just said when we blame the opposition when we're crap. They actually had a game plan. I
was going to get to that, but at the same time, we were not at the races. And what filled me with confidence leaving that game was you don't need to play well to win. And we didn't play well, but we still found a way to win. And that's what makes a mediocre side a good side, is that ability to find a win by hook or by crook. And you are right; they actually played very, very well. And I forgot who it was, but I was speaking to someone after the game, and I was saying if I was a Braintree fan, I'd be really pissed off because the players obviously did play well. It kind of felt like that was us last year, where we would play well and would huff and we'll puff and we'll still lose, and I think the unsavoury scenes at the end probably show a team that's in decline and probably destined for one way, because that's probably lose your heads in the way they did. It probably reveals something probably more rotten below the surface in that team, in that club, and if they don't fix it quickly, they're going to go one way.
So, Chris, were we bad or were they good?
Well, as you say, I think they had a game plan. I mean, what went in our favour, and you can see why they're where they are in the table, is they can't shoot. I mean, they could have been 3-4 up at half time. We went down to the other end to watch the game, thinking that's where the action is going to be, and it was all at the Buller end. But so you can see they just, I thought they played really well. Did we play badly? I'm not so sure we did, but they were just better than us. As you say, they didn't let us play, and they couldn't get a shot on target until injury time when Dante made 2 splendid saves, especially that point blank one from Kindy, was it?
John Kindy.
Yeah.
So they, and I won't, nothing against Sack, but he got man of the match, and I don't know anyone around me at the game who didn't think that Dante was man of the match in that game.
Especially with them 2 saves at the end, which won us the game.
Well, they were making up for the previous man of the match, I think, previous week.
Yeah. What you think it's like that 2 Ronnie sketch where they answer the question before. So every game they'll give the person from the previous game.
I could tell you a short story on that. Myself and my brother sponsored a game in my dad's memory many years ago. And it was a dire game. And Joe White, we won 1-0. Joe White stepped up, young lad then, and took the penalty, and we won 1-0. And we was asked to make the man of the match nomination as sponsors about 10 minutes before the end of the game. And which we did. We got a rubbish game, couldn't pick a player, give it to Joe White, young lad, took the penalty. Northbury then pulled off a string of saves to win us the game. And then it was announced that the man of the match was Joe White. And everybody was ribbing me and Paul about, what are you picking him for? And it was like...
He's still going, Joe White.
Is he still going?
Yeah.
Who's he playing for now?
I can't remember, but he popped up the other day scoring a winning goal somewhere.
But yeah, it's very difficult. As I said, on man of the match, sometimes you do have to make that decision 5 or 10 minutes before the end. And Dante pulled off the two welders at the end. But
he went to Hemel from Hendon, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's at Hemel. I'm sure he scored the other night. I thought, Dave, your story was going to be the one of where you tried to award it to one of the opposition players.
Yeah.
No, that I wasn't part of that. That was when Ginge and Big Sam and Not Stew were sponsored the game, and they wanted to give it to the Truro centre half. And I actually think, and it's quite ironic. I think that was refused, and I think Coxey got it. Sure, and I think
really?
Was that? It wasn't.
Give the trophy back, Sam, if you're listening.
I think we got bashed up. I'm sure Truro beat us. Must have got 4-1.
Was that the 4-all game?
I can't remember. I don't think so. I think they beat us. But
Okay.
they centre half. They wanted to give it.
Yeah, no, I remember we lost. Definitely lost.
Yeah, we lost quite heavily, I think, and they played really well. And the lads wanted to give it to the Truro centre half, and were told, no, it has to be a home player. So I think it was taken off and awarded to. I think it was Coxey got it, but such is.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
I've never actually seen it done. It should be a thing. Sometimes.
Well, I've never quite understood that. Surely the best player on the pitch, unless you just make the announcement, it's who is the home player of the match.
Well, maybe you'd get away with it if we'd won, and their keeper kept out about 5 great saves, but we scored 10. Maybe you'd still give it to the keeper, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe StonesCast will have to sponsor a game and.
Be put in that awkward position.
Yeah. We'd have to do it by committee.
Oh, we'd be there all day with that.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be done,
arguing all bloody day now in our little committee. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so anything else to add to any of those 3 games?
Are we going to mention the scenes at the end in any way, or that's nothing?
Well, we kind of have, but what you mean the players on the pitch?
Because I just find, I don't know. I mean, where the referee was, what annoyed me was Don was quite adamant that he was only putting his hands on somebody else to protect either his own players or security guard.
I believe it was a steward. I think one of the players.
Yeah. And so what annoys me is why is he receiving a 3-match ban? Because what's he meant to do? Just do nothing. And, the consequence of that 3-match ban can be quite heavy on us. So I just thought it was just completely out of order on their end. I mean, we might have been goading them for, God knows how long, but you don't react in the way you did. And I just feel it's a bit outrageous from the FA not to accept the appeal, or maybe to short it down to 1 game, but to have a...
What I found quite amazing, out the amount of players involved, there was only 1 player sent off from each side. There was no other... I don't think anybody else was yellow carded. There must have been... Everyone was involved at one point. There must have been more cards to be thrown about than just 1 from each side. There must have been some yellows in there, surely. So just to pull 2 players out of that lot was. I mean, to be fair to Dion, he's not actually said I didn't do anything, so to speak. He put a little speech out, hasn't he? He said he was doing what he thought was right, and
put his hands up. But and he now realises that if you get involved in something like that, it costs the team, not yourself. It costs. Let's let people down. And he knows that. It was heat at the moment.
I think it was the position of his hands, wasn't it? That he can't get away with. I mean,
he's too tall.
He's too tall. He stood out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Somebody
you were a referee. I know it was about 120 years ago.
And he doesn't get back in the side, does he? That's the other thing. Somebody comes in and plays 3 blinders. He's sitting on the bench, isn't he? In 4 games time. But
could happen.
Look, it's another young lad. It's a lesson learned. The red mist. I've played football. Everyone's done it. It happens. You can't stop it.
You were a ref about 120 years ago. What would you done? You'd have just given them all a clip round the ear, wouldn't you? And sent them down the tunnel.
I'd have walked off quickly before it all started and so, well, what's the problem? Yeah.
Save on paperwork.
Sometimes all you're told to do as a referee is stand there. Your assistant's running and watch, and you just stand there, and all they tell you is just blow your whistle. Stand there and watch and blow your whistle as loudly as you can, and don't get involved. Don't go in there. Don't pull people apart, and just watch and look around and and do what you got to do. Unfortunately, but like I said, there was an awful lot going on in there than just 2 red cards.
Yeah,
but it's done, isn't
that's
it?
True.
It is what it is.
Yeah, not a lot we can do about it now, to be honest with you.
No.
If the FA have reviewed it, you're not going to get a second chance, unfortunately.
It's very, very rare they won't side with the referee anyway. It's almost a waste of time appealing.
Yeah, true enough. Okay, let's move on to the previews then. We've got 3 games to preview. This Saturday, Hartlepool away. They're currently 9th, 1 place behind us, 2 points behind us on 26 points. What do we think then, Dave? What's your thoughts on Hartlepool?
I think I said I'll break this year. I'll break the league down into thirds, and Hartlepool are just about in that top third where I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting something out the other 2 thirds. I'm expecting points home or away, but at that top third. But I'm not sure Hartlepool are really quite in that top third. So I'd like to think we go out there and get a point, without a doubt. We should have won last year, shouldn't we? Really?
Yeah. Geez, don't even.
Yeah. Should have won last year. So I'm going out there optimistic. I think the way we're playing, 100% take a point. I think we'll get a draw up there. I don't see why not.
Chris, what do you reckon?
Well, you look at the form table, and we're 4th, and they're 11th. But I agree with Dave. I think they're not in our mini league. But then I don't think they've got a manager at the moment, have they? Because they got rid of Simon Grayson. I say Alex has been injured, so
coming back from injury.
So
please don't.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll be happy with the point.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd celebrate if he did.
No, I don't think he would actually. I think he loves us, doesn't he? So,
like to think so, but he's a footballer. They don't. Yeah. And you cut out earlier, Chris. Where did you say we were in the form table?
We are 4th over the last 6 games, and they're 11th. So I'll take a point.
Yeah, I think so. Alex, what do you reckon?
I'll take a point, right? I'll take a point. I agree with Dave completely. There's like a stretch of about 9 teams who I wouldn't even think about getting a point away from home. But the fact they ain't got a coach, the fact they ain't got Reed, probably does help us. And we are on a good run of form, so I would take a point. I'm more looking forward to the night out in Hartlepool.
I was going to ask you, am I going to see you in a karaoke?
Yeah, every year we've done I've stayed the night and we've gone out on the town, and that's what about 10 of us trying to do. We can't wait. There's one pub, right? I always tell the story. They have like their own kind of drink called a Toxic Avenger, and we were in that Irish bar. Do you know that O'Malley's Irish bar in the centre?
Yeah.
Next to Spoons. And then the locals were saying to us to go to this bar down the road. And honestly, you walk in, it's cash only, and there's like a proper tub of just this green liquid. It's like the power plant off the Simpsons where you've got green goo. That's what it looks like. It glows in the dark. Oh, it's craziness. It's craziness.
We went to the Clarendon round the corner from that, which is it's like a working museum. If you want to know what a 70s pub was like.
Is that the one that's red and it has the pool bar at the top, the pool tables?
Yeah,
we met you in there, I think, didn't we? We met you in there.
I mean, I was probably too many gone. So it's
still 70s prices for a pint as well.
Yes, that's incredible. I mean, we'll probably be there till about 10 and make our way down. I think the pub's called the Royal Oak. It's on the same road, but that's where we all plan to go and have a good time. It does do karaoke. Sure. Cam Eastwood and Alex Gordon did do karaoke last time. I can confirm.
We want film.
And ask Luca, who he spent the night with there as well. Not the night as in the whole night, just the evening time as well. He will happily tell you.
I'm going to see Alex Gordon at England game tomorrow night, so I'm going to ask him about his karaoke skills, I think.
And then ask him as well how. Just ask him. He was brilliant.
I'll get the full story tomorrow. I'll fill you in on the chat group, guys. Yeah. So, listen, I don't think there's many teams we should be losing to now. I'm quite confident we've got it in us. To York, maybe we were naive, as I said earlier, and we went toe to toe with them. But it was almost. I know it's a horrible thing, but it was almost a free hit. So you might as well try and get something out of the game. Hartlepool, I don't see why not. I don't see why we can't beat them. But yeah, I'd be happy with the point. You watch us get turned over now, big time. Then, gents, on the third place team, Forest Green Rovers, is our next home game. They're on 38 points. They did have a little blip the other week, but there's one of the teams I think it might be very difficult to get something out of. Do we agree?
Yes.
We're ahead of them on the form table.
Yeah, because they had a little blip.
I've also gone, despite what I've said earlier about that top third, I'll always fancy us at home against anybody on the day. I'll be surprised if we get anything out of Forest Green. I think that'd probably be too much for us. But if we was away, I'd think, but we're at home. You never know at home. I'd fancy us to give anyone a game at home. But I'm not holding out much hope for that one. But as I say, we're not a bad little side. So, again, I'm ever the optimist. I'm going to say we'll get something out of it. I don't know what.
I was going to say on Forest Green, first things first, I hope to see Robbie Savage. Because
I was going to mention
if he wants to moan to the non-existent TNT cameras or the Ziang cameras about our fans, I would like him to go ahead. I would love it. I would honestly love it if we beat them 1-0. And they were battering us the whole game, and we nick it 1-0. I just can't wait because he's such a. Let's put it this way: he's not my favourite pundit. So I just can't wait to see him.
I'm sure he's going to get some good
hard. He's just
welcome.
There's going to be a lot of people hanging around the away dugout. I think.
Yeah, and I do think with him as well. I mean, he will goad us, and I'm kind of I'm looking forward to that game. In regards to the result, again, I'll take a point because I've been looking at the fixtures over the next month or two, and I feel like they are quite harsh compared to what we've had over the last 5. So beggars can't be choosers in regards to where and when we get points over the next few games.
I think it'd be a good game. I think it'd be too.
It will.
It will. Good game to watch that. I think
it will, but I do think their quality.
We could be a few players short as well.
I mean, it could be. Yeah. It could fall into the realms of the Carlisle game where we tried our best, but Carlisle's quality did show. And it could be likewise here.
So are we saying Robbie Savage, pantomime villain or genuine villain?
I hope
pantomime villain. I think
pantomime villain.
He's not a vindictive, nasty person, is he? He's not. But
I'd love to watch him lose his shit though.
Yeah.
Anyone who turns up with hair like he's got and teeth like he's got going to get it in a football crowd, aren't they? So
he does, and he expects it, and he does deal with it fairly well. To be fair.
Exactly, he gets it every week, I'd imagine. But
doesn't get it though, because he doesn't get it because the other month on the TV cameras, he was moaning.
It was Carlisle, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, And yet he started it. No, but he started it with the Carlisle fans. He was the one. I've watched it back. He was one who started to like wind them up, and they gave it back to him more than he would have liked to. Yeah, and then now he's crying off to the cameras. Nah.
I can guarantee you, him and his staff have a bet in the dressing room on the minute that the home fans start singing Robbie Savage is a wanker. I can guarantee it, because it must happen at every game.
Yeah,
it must be a given.
Yeah.
The thing is at Wilson, there's no hiding. You know, when he goes down that tunnel, it's just there's no hiding place.
It's proper non-league. It must be horrible being a manager of one of these teams who are expected to beat us, who don't beat us. It must be horrible, that little trudge back to the down the little perspex wall, back into the changing room.
Just having a look at the table in the programme, it looks like they've played 8 away games.
Yeah.
Won 4, drawn 3, lost 1. So, I'll take a point.
Yeah.
Against them. And we beat them last year.
Yes. It was a good day.
And we took a point away from home, didn't we?
Yeah.
When we were
the away from home game was a really good game.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Apart from being thrown out of that little bit down the end of the ground.
We should have been about 3 or 4 down in about 20 minutes in that one. They battered us, didn't they? For 25
absolutely.
minutes.
And it was the injury that changed it, wasn't it?
Yeah. We had a little break, didn't we? 5-minute break, and then suddenly we got back into the game and turned it around second half. Yeah, that was a good performance.
I could have done with a little break walking back up that mountain to the ground from the pub.
I think we just need to drink a little bit more this season. You won't notice the slight slope.
I found a picture on my phone the other day of that walk up that hill, and halfway along there was a hedgehog sign. Yeah. I obviously stopped and took a picture of hedgehog crossing.
I don't think it's the walk up the hill per se. It was the shortcut, wasn't it? They said if you walk up the shortcut behind the pub, and it was like mountaineering, wasn't it?
It was. It had a handrail for a reason.
Yeah.
Was it worse than Dover?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is genuinely properly steep. It's like a ziggy-zaggy path with a handrail.
Poor Jen.
Dover had a golf cart, didn't they? Dover had a golf cart.
Dover did have a golf cart to drive people up the hill.
Didn't he? So the little golf cart that takes up the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Ray Corner got on it last time we played there.
Yeah, because the coach stopped at the pub at the bottom, didn't it?
That's right, yeah. Even the coach couldn't get up the hill. So
there you go. The third game we've got to cover is the big one. It's the decider in the National League Cup, our home game. Well, they're all home games. A game against West Bromwich Albion, I should say, who are and qualification is up for grabs, actually, gents. Although we're 4th in the league table at the moment. Forest Green are on 8 points. Us, Bournemouth and Braintree are all on 6, so we can still qualify. The top 2 go through.
It would be nice to progress in that, wouldn't it? Not only because there was money involved, there's prize money involved. Despite our new investor, we can't turn a nose up at extra money.
It's considerable money, Dave.
Yeah,
it's not that.
Yeah.
You'd have to get to the FA Trophy semi-finals to earn anything like the money you earn for a standard league game in the National League Cup, I believe. That's how big the prize money is. So it's not to be sniffed at.
The issue we're going to have is goal difference.
We've got to work with a lot of money.
And Bournemouth would have got 4, Braintree have got 2, we got 0. So we're going to have to go great guns.
You never know.
Well, we should have beaten Forest the other week, shouldn't we? That was what we should have done.
Yeah.
But they're quite good.
They were a good side. That Forest team were a good side.
They were, yeah.
You do see some good sides in that. Fulham were very good last year, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Fulham were excellent.
You get to see some of the players we might be loaning, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
especially when it's Fulham or,
Well, I wonder if that defender we got on loan from Fulham was playing for Fulham.
I was thinking the same myself, because they did have some good players in that Fulham side.
They did look a very good side, yeah.
There you go. Have we got anything else to add to those guys? Or anything else we want to chat about?
There's only one thing I was going to bring up, because I think I'll mention it on the cast. If people realise a run of fixtures we've got coming up, and we have, if we were to get an away draw in the FA Trophy, I think from the 29th of November through to the 3rd of January, we'll have 8 games, and we'll only be playing at home once. If we get an FA Trophy away draw,
it's quite a stretch for any team, is it not?
Yeah. Because the Truro game has now been announced as the 16th of December, hasn't it?
Have they actually announced it yet?
I think so.
I know that is the date, but I don't know if it's gone out on. Yeah,
that's
it probably will have done by the
be.
time this goes out.
So we're away to Grimsby on the 6th. The FA Trophy's on the 13th. If we was to get an away draw, then we're away to Halifax on the 21st, home to Boreham Wood, then we're away to Aldershot and away to Carlisle. And at the start of that run, we're away to Solihull. So we'll unless we get a home draw in the FA Trophy, we'll have one home game in 8 games, which could be a tough run.
That's what I'm saying. I mentioned it earlier about finding our points over the next month or two, and how it will be quite difficult. But it does, you never know. Stranger things have happened, so we'll see.
And that's just a busy month, December. That's a couple of long away trips as well.
Yeah,
it's expensive. All these trains we're booking.
Yeah, and then I'm booking. Yeah.
We should mention, Dave, and I know it's not your official role, but we are running coaches to the Grimsby game.
Yep.
Which, for those who don't know, is the 6th of December. First coach is full. Second coach, there's still places left. Is that right?
I think there's still places left, but it's selling well and selling quick.
They won't last long, is what you're saying.
It's an absolute bargain.
So adults, £20 if you remember, and correctly, supporters club members, because there has to be some benefits here, because the supporters club are putting money towards it. They're subsidising the coaches. So if you're a member and you're an adult, it's £20, and if you're under 16, it's £10. If you're not members, it's £30 and £15 respectively. So there's also a reason to join the supporters club there as well going forward, because if that's something with coaches, it's a good benefit to be a member.
I hope we keep this model as well, because it's a great initiative to have. It really would help drive numbers in the supporters club, and as we know, to sign up for the supporters club is cheap. Isn't it £40 for the lifetime one?
Yeah.
So you're making money.
It is a really good incentive if they don't sign people up on the back of this.
Yeah. Well, maybe
just while we're on the subject, I'm going to sort of champion it a little bit. Supporters club are always on the lookout for volunteers. They are on the lookout for committee members. Believe it or not, I'm not on the committee. I'm not the official travel secretary. I'm doing it to help out until we get a travel secretary. So the vacancy is there. It's there is talk of we should get more coaches running, but it does come down to volunteers, people to run them on the day. So if there is anybody out there who fancies getting involved, you haven't even got to do every away game. You could run it alongside. I've always said to the supporters club, I'll help book the coaches, and I'll run the ones I'm on. If I'm on the coach, I'll run it. But it would be nice to have somebody else alongside who could take. Because I'm going to Grimsby by train, so I know there's been a little bit of issue over who's going to run these coaches. So that's been so if there's anybody out there, become a member. There are advantages to being a member of the supporters club, especially when we get away travel. And the last bit on that as well, don't forget your match tickets. They're only £15 as well.
Yeah.
So you can have a really
£15 adults, £10 senior citizens, £10 18 to 22-year-olds, and £5 for under 18s.
If you're a member of the supporters club, you could have a day out, a coach trip, and a match ticket for £35, and you're not going to get that anywhere. That's not a bad deal. So
no,
absolutely crazy.
And I would stick my neck
out.
And
it's been a
sell coach 2. There might even be a coach 3. So it hasn't been dismissed yet. If we get coach 2 over the line, perhaps we'll look for a third one.
Is there availability for a coach 3, Dave, with the suppliers?
Not with Best Way, but we have got other coach companies. Met Coaches might be able to help us out. I've got other contacts we can use. Best have given us 2. They can't do any more than 2 coaches. But we used to use Met coaches, so we have got. Let's sell coach 2. If you're listening to this and you're umming and ahhing, don't um and ah.
Be a nice problem to have, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it has been a discussion on various chat groups I'm on this week about the role of the supporters club going forward. And part of that discussion was, that it used to be a fundraising thing for, and the funds were really needed just to keep the club afloat. Going forward, that will still be needed because, as Nick said, we're not just going to throw money at these things. But, there is a future state where the supporters club is there to promote the supporting of Wealdstone Football Club, and that involves getting people to away games. So, I guess that's a future state, possibly. I'm not on the committee as well, Dave. So,
that is the one big problem I do have. They could do with more people on the committee and more volunteers. So, it'd be nice to get some younger, newer faces on there. So, like I said, if there is anybody out there who's umming and ahhing about it is rewarding running the coaches. It can be sometimes taxing and trying occasionally, but it's pretty rewarding. And there's nothing better than winning and coming back on an away coach when you won a game. So
coming back from Morecambe when you've lost wasn't so entertaining.
That wasn't an easy journey.
It certainly wasn't. Nor was sitting for 5 hours in Altrincham services.
But get on board with it. But at the very least, get yourselves up to Grimsby, for God's sake. Let's get as many up there as we can get.
Absolutely. Anything else, guys? We get this at a very sensible hour and a quarter, which is enough for anyone when it's us on it.
One thing. Just want to mention, the departure of Philip Schneider we haven't touched on. He left last week, and I feel like he was a great player, and I personally wish him all the success in the future. Probably, no doubt, we may not see him because he'll be playing in the Football League. Because at 18 years old, the size of him, and the crosses at points he put in over the season, primarily at Boston and at home to Sutton, were incredible. So, he was here for a short while, but his impact was quite large, and he probably was one of the first names on the team sheet. He just fit right in.
Yeah. So, when that guy bounced off him and smacked into the fence.
He's 18. He's 18 and he's slotted into national side of these.
Absolutely wish these people well before they come to us. And he proved himself in that very short period he was with us. He's capable.
He's EFL bound.
Yeah,
EFL.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Good shout.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've got a few injuries as well. Do we know what's happening with like Junior Tienzio? He went off injured. I've not heard any more about that.
I wonder how close is Mason Barrett to a return, possibly?
Or Mundell Smith.
Is Mundell Smith still on the books?
We've even got these players.
Oh, don't.
I'm not Mason Barrett. I'm sure someone said Mason Barrett's training again. But no,
yes.
Nice player to get back in the new year.
Yeah.
We're going to need everybody at some point this season, that's for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Good. Alex, thank you for your time. Dave, thank you for your time. Chris, thank you for your time.
No worries.
Robbie, thank you for your sponsorship, as always.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen.
I'll see those of you who are in Hartlepool. I won't be in the karaoke bar, Alex, but I'll be around town somewhere. I'm sure we'll bump into each other.
No doubt.
And up the Stones.
Have a good day, guys, and up the Stones.